And we're going to round it up. St. Peter is considered the first pope in Rome, although the title did not exist yet. The Bishop of Rome is the title that precedes the Pope, and this is due to the fact that St. Peter had his church in as well as died in Rome. The term Pope doesn't begin to be used until 600 AD after the fall of the Western Roman Empire. This is because the main language used in the Eastern Roman Empire is Greek, and the Greek word for father is papas or pope. Things I didn't know before, and now I know them. Never heard of these things. What are they? Okay, so things I didn't know, which you could write a book on the things that I did not know before I started this podcast, because I don't. Well, I'm a religious person. I'm not Catholic, for the record. I am a Christian, but I've never really looked too deep into all of this stuff. So that's why I did it. I really have. I don't know if anybody's noticed, but I've really been focusing on episodes that I find interesting, which I was doing that before, but I think there was a part of me in the first, 20 episodes that was trying to do stuff that I thought, not that would go viral, but that, not even close, but that people would care about, you know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know, now I've gotten a little selfish to be like, I'm going to do what I care about, and it's actually made it more fun. So I don't know if you're along for the ride, but if you are, let's roll. So things I didn't know before, the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, I'm definitely, going to mess that up. I already have messed it up, but I found it wild. First off, that church is really historic to the religion of Christianity, and it's for a couple reasons. It's said to have been the place where Jesus was crucified, and also where his empty tomb is, where they found, which is basically the basis for all of Easter. But what I found really interesting is that basically when and this goes back to the people trying to overtake Jerusalem at different times throughout history, is that I don't want to get this wrong, but I think I might. When the Muslims retook Jerusalem. Hold on. Let me go look this up so I'm not wrong. I'm Googling right now, just in case anybody's wondering. I'm gonna come back with the answer. Just give me 1 second. Okay, so I went to the old Google machine to make sure we get this right. But yeah, there's a King Saladin who in 1187 basically retook Jerusalem from the Christians, but what he did was he allowed them to keep that church. They were going to knock it down and possibly build a mosque and stuff like that. But he was like, no, we'll let them have it. But what we'll do, we'll entrust the control, the keys of this church to a Muslim family. And this is 1187. And what's crazy is that even now today, that same family still has the keys to that church. They pass it down from the men in their family. It's wild. I learned that on another documentary that I was watching. I believe they're called the Al Husseini family. Yeah. And so it's just wild, these little bits of piece of history. For the last 1,000+ years, the same family has held the keys to this religious to this church, and it's not even a church of their religion. I don't know. That's when I heard. That's kind of why I do stuff like this. But let's see. Another one is the Vatican. The Vatican gained its independence as a sovereign nation in 1929 with the signing of the Lateran Treaty. Now, this was something I did not know. Honestly, if you had asked me before this, I would have, for some reason, I don't know. You don't know these things, but I just assumed that they were always a sovereign state. Because it's been my whole life, but you know what I mean. You think that they were during all this time in the 600s and the 700s, 800s, they were a sovereign state, but you realize they had to build and build onto that before they could even get to that. So I didn't know that really they've been their own sovereign state for less than 100 years. I would have guessed wrong on that. And the last one that we have here, and like I said, you could write a book, but I just put like 2 or 3 in here that I thought were really I had no idea of. Is that I guess there have been African popes, and I did not know that. And the first African pope was a man by the name of Pope Victor the First, and he ruled back in like 200, like the 2nd century, maybe the first, yeah, somewhere in the 1st and 2nd century. And he was from the northern African coast near present day Tunisia, and so I just did not know that, and that was surprising to hear. All right, so this is a new segment. It may or may not stick around, so don't get too comfortable. But I figured, just trying to change things up as we progress into the episodes of this podcast, and so I thought I would throw a bonus topic that we find out how it happened on here to kind of celebrate the 30th episode. And yeah, we'll see whether or not it sticks. But so the bonus topic this time is breaking a mirror and then getting 7 years of bad luck from it. Right? You ever wonder where it comes from? I've always wondered, where it comes from. I've heard it my whole life from my parents. My mom firmly believes this. I mean, people. I mean, I basically do too. I've broken them once with one or two mirrors and looking right at them. But no, I'm kidding. But it just happens, and you realize you're like, oh man, I guess I'm really stuck in this for the next 7 years. But yeah. So I looked into it, and it comes from the ancient times in ancient Egypt, China, and India. It was believed that mirrors were windows to the soul. Oh, that's deep. That's deep, right? So they thought that breaking those mirrors would break a part of your soul, which is bad, right? And so the 7 year part comes from the Romans. Once again, these Romans, I'm trying to tell you, man, there's going to be a whole episode one time on just why we just still live in Rome today. But the 7 year part comes from the Romans, who believed that it took 7 years for a soul to regenerate. So that's how we get to break a mirror, and it will take 7 years for that part of your broken soul to regenerate, which gets to break a mirror, 7 years of bad luck, because obviously while your soul is taking time to regenerate, because there's less of you, there's no way you could have good luck. I mean, if it's going to be that binary. But yes, so that is just our a quick bonus topic of how did that happen within the 30th episode of How Did That Happen. You break a mirror, you get 7 years bad luck. It comes from ancient Egypt, China, and India, and then the Romans come in there and tell you how long it takes for your soul to come back. All right. That's been another episode of How Did That Happen? The episode 30. Tried to change it up a little bit, like we always do. Hope you guys liked it. Let me know if you enjoyed the bonus topic. Let me know if you're enjoying the fact that I'm putting these two topics together at the same time. I mean, what I'm trying to do is kind of trying to match them up, like I had said earlier. Make a episode where if I have two topics, that they at least try to go hand in hand a little bit. I know the first one I didn't do it like that, but we're always just trying different stuff here at HDTH. Come see us at the Twitter page. Like and subscribe if you can. Like I said, let people know if you like it. Let people know that you like it. Other than that, I appreciate you guys hanging in there. Thanks for pressing play, and I'll see you guys next week.